10 hidden behaviors of anxious people who appear calm. Signs of high-functioning anxiety. At first glance, they seem composed, confident, and in control. They handle responsibilities well, meet deadlines, and even offer support to others. But beneath the surface, their minds are in overdrive, battling constant worry, fear, and self-doubt. These individuals suffer from high-functioning anxiety, a hidden struggle that often goes unnoticed because they don't look anxious. Unlike traditional anxiety, which can visibly interfere with daily life, high-functioning anxiety often manifests in subtle, deeply ingrained behaviors. The person affected may not even realize they have anxiety because they appear to be thriving. However, their relentless inner turmoil tells a different story. Here are 10 hidden behaviors of anxious people who appear calm, signs that high-functioning anxiety may be at play. 1. They overthink every conversation. People with high-functioning anxiety replay past conversations in their heads, dissecting every word they said. They wonder if they offended someone, sounded foolish, or came across as awkward. Even after a simple interaction, they analyze tone, facial expressions, and responses, trying to determine if they made a mistake. This overthinking doesn't stop at social situations. It extends to emails, text messages, and even minor decisions. Their mind constantly questions, did I say the right thing? Did I explain myself well? Should I have phrased that differently? 2. They are constantly busy to avoid their thoughts. One of the most common coping mechanisms of high-functioning anxiety is staying excessively busy. They fill their schedules with work, social commitments, and tasks to avoid facing their anxious thoughts. Productivity becomes their escape. While this makes them appear successful and driven, deep down, they are using constant activity to suppress overwhelming worry. When they finally slow down, the anxiety creeps back in, making them feel restless and uneasy. 3. They struggle to say no and set boundaries. Anxious people often have an intense fear of disappointing others. They agree to extra work, help out even when they're exhausted, and say yes to obligations they don't want to take on. Setting boundaries feels like letting people down, something they deeply fear. They may silently resent how much is on their plate, but they'd rather deal with stress than risk conflict or rejection. 4. They have an all-or-nothing mindset. Perfectionism is a trademark of high-functioning anxiety. They feel that anything less than perfect is a failure. Whether it's a work project, personal goal, or social interaction, they push themselves to unrealistic standards. If they make a minor mistake, they dwell on it endlessly, feeling like they've failed completely. This black and white thinking makes it difficult for them to appreciate their efforts, as they always feel they could have done better. 5. They constantly seek reassurance. Even though they appear independent and self-sufficient, people with high-functioning anxiety frequently seek validation. They may ask questions like, "Did I do that right? Are you sure you're not mad at me? Do you think this was a good decision?" They rely on external confirmation to feel secure because, internally, they are filled with self-doubt. While they may seem confident on the outside, they often second-guess their choices. 6. They have difficulty relaxing. For someone with high-functioning anxiety, relaxation feels unnatural. Even when they try to unwind, their mind races with worries about what they should be doing instead. Watching a movie, taking a break, or even going on vacation can feel stressful rather than enjoyable. Their brain tells them they should be working, improving, or planning for the next task. Sitting still often makes them feel guilty or unproductive. 7. They experience physical symptoms of anxiety. Even if their mind appears composed, their body often reveals the hidden anxiety. Common physical symptoms include Tense muscles, always holding tension in their shoulders, neck, or jaw. Digestive issues. Anxiety can lead to stomach pain, nausea, or irritable bowel syndrome. Fatigue. Mental overdrive leaves them exhausted, even if they get enough sleep. Shortness of breath. Feeling like they can't take a full, deep breath when anxiety spikes. These physical manifestations often go unexplained, as they may not recognize them as anxiety-related. 8. They fear the future and always plan ahead. High-functioning anxiety makes people hyper-focused on what could go wrong. They always plan multiple steps ahead, trying to predict and prevent potential problems. While this can make them excellent planners and organizers, it also means they struggle to enjoy the present. Their mind is constantly running through what-ifs, worrying about worst-case scenarios, and preparing for disasters that may never happen. 9. They feel unworthy of their success. Even if they accomplish great things, people with high-functioning anxiety often feel like frauds. This is known as imposter syndrome, the belief that they don't truly deserve their success, and that one day, people will find out they're not as competent as they seem. Despite external achievements, they dismiss their own skills and efforts, assuming they just got lucky, or that they aren't actually good enough. This insecurity drives them to work even harder, reinforcing the cycle of stress and self-doubt. 10. They hide their anxiety behind a confident mask. Perhaps the most deceptive trait of high-functioning anxiety is how well they hide it. To the outside world, they appear calm, composed, and capable. They may even be the person others turn to for guidance and support. Behind the mask, however, they are struggling silently. They worry excessively, overthink every detail, and battle intrusive thoughts daily. They don't want to burden others with their anxiety, so they keep it locked away, making it nearly impossible for others to notice. Recognizing high-functioning anxiety and seeking support. If these behaviors sound familiar, you're not alone. High-functioning anxiety can be exhausting, but the good news is that it's manageable. Recognizing the signs is the first step toward understanding and addressing your anxiety in a healthier way. Here are some ways to start managing high-functioning anxiety. Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself and challenge perfectionist tendencies. Set boundaries. Learn to say no and prioritize your mental well-being. Adopt mindfulness techniques. Meditation, deep breathing, and grounding exercises can help. Seek support. Talking to a trusted friend, therapist, or support group can provide relief. Final thoughts. High-functioning anxiety may not always be visible, but it's very real. The people who seem the strongest on the outside often struggle the most internally. If you or someone you know identifies with these signs, it's important to acknowledge the struggle and take steps toward healing. Anxiety does not define you, and you don't have to face it alone. By recognizing these hidden behaviors, you can start making meaningful changes toward a calmer, more fulfilling life.